guys, I've got something new here. I just kind of wanted to show you all what the 2020 Dreamline Tac Compact is coming like now, September 2020. As you can see, it's got a shrouded barrel, or the thin shroud barrel, and a power plenum on it. And once it's all put together, here, I'll show you the length of the barrel so you can get an idea. I don't have a millimeter tape wrench, so I'm gonna have to look at it in inches. This is the United States, but it's supposedly 480 millimeters. I don't know about that, but anyway, I said it's got a power plenum. I've got the Donnie that I'm going to put on it, and I've got a couple other power plenums, but I think I'm going to shoot it pretty much stock for now, get used to it, and then start, turning dials, whatnot. I just kind of wanted to show you that because I had a lot of doubts about the thin shroud and putting multiple plenums on it. I've also got a carbon fiber 300cc bottle that I'm going to throw on it, but kind of wanted to show you guys that. I kind of forgot to mention that it came with the stock, and it does lock, where you can turn the stock over. What they call that, stock pivot, whatever. This is really nice too. And look at how easy that is. I don't want to decock it. You know what? You can't do it when it's unsafe. There we go. Oh. Way better than the previous PCP I had, where it seemed like it took everything I had to cock the gun. Much less expensive gun, of course. I think I forgot to mention it's in 25 cal. I believe this is a 16 shot magazine. I'll figure out how to manipulate it here in a little bit. Oh, there we go. Another thing I kind of forgot to mention here, it doesn't have that barrel support here that you sometimes see on some of the other Dreamline bottle versions. So we'll see how that goes. It'd be interesting to see if that 300cc bottle fits in here too. But yeah, time will tell. Alrighty, there she is in all her glory. I got her up to about, I'd say 215 bar. Looks like the reg is set at about 155 from the factory. Again, I'm kind of old and blind, so I think we're gonna kind of try to get her sighted in down here at my little 10 meter in my basement and see how we do. Alright, so I got her sighted in, and she's running pretty good. I'm gonna do some magneto speeds because I don't have the radar thing going on, but I gotta tell you, that's orgasmic. I mean, that's awesome. Pardon my French. I guess I'm gonna have to cut that out. I'm gonna have to, I'm thinking I'm gonna shoot for the 6 on the outside of this little bullseye here. See how we do. Alright guys, some things I want to talk about here. We had the gun out today. I had a friend come over. We had a great time shooting the rifle. Shot the FX hybrid slugs. They're 26 grain. Got them 810 feet per second. They seemed pretty accurate though. They were stacking on top of each other, same hole at 50 yards. Which really isn't all that far. The Diablo Kings were the pellet of choice, in my opinion, for this gun or rifle. Those were the ones we probably shot. This was a full 10, and I think there's maybe 100 left. There was 350 in there, and not so much anymore. Anyway, the Diablo, what are these? Exact King Heavies shot good. Everything shot great as far as points of impact. You know, every pellet's got to be dialed in as far as where you're shooting them. These are what are they? 33.95 grains. Great pellet, just a little too heavy for the gun. We're shooting around 720 feet per second. This was kind of a disappointment. I heard that these guys were the Hades. You know, it's more of a hunting pellet, I'll give you that. But I'm sorry about the because I can't stand that in YouTube videos. They're 26.54 grains. So you would think that they would shoot as fast as the Kings, but they shot significantly slower. And this is another hindsight. On my other rifle, my air rifle, I was able to get my my magneto speed to work. I put magnets on it, and it worked. It didn't seem, come hell or high water, I could not get it to work on this rifle. I pulled the moderator off of it. I did everything to try to get it to work. I, you know, put a carbon fiber tube in the barrel to try to see where the alignment was with the magnets, and for some reason it just did not work. So I had to take it outside, and I have a chronograph, you know, obviously a light sensitive chronograph, in order to get these speeds. And this is on the stock tune, just so we reiterate that, I suppose. But as far as everything with the rifle, it is it's beautiful. It's a dream. Compared to my other air rifle and everything, the action is just so nice. I mean, it's buttery smooth. The trigger is, I mean, it's better than my 6mm Creedmoor in RPR. I just, you couldn't ask for a better, smoother, buttery. You put your finger on it, you push the first stage in, you better be on target if you give it any more pressure, because it's going to be right on. My only issue or gripe, it's not really a gripe, but the magazine kind of came apart. And if you look here, there's this little nut back there, and just kind of an FYI, always turn righty-tighty on these. Don't ever turn lefty-loosey. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Always turn righty-tighty, because if you start turning lefty-loosey, this little screw will back out of the back of it, and it'll fall down wherever you're at, hopefully not in the grass or anything like that. And well, that kind of sucks. I pretty much had to reset up the magazine, and maybe I'll do a separate video on how to take these apart, because this is the side chat magazine. Now I think the original side chat magazines were like billet aluminum. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's because I turned it the wrong way. Anyway, or I didn't leave it locked in the lock position. Again, righty-tighty always. But I think these were originally aluminum, and now you can kind of see some of the, I don't know if they're printed, or my guess is they're not printed. They're actually injected plastic, but I mean they're great, don't get me wrong, but that nut backed out because we were evidently turning it the wrong way while we were loading it. And it took all day. It was at the end of the day before this started falling out. And if it does happen to you, make sure you get to a bench. This is what my friend's like, man, maybe you want to take that to a bench so you don't lose any of these little tiny parts. There's a couple little ball bearings in there. And again, maybe I'll do this on a separate video, but just kind of give you an FYI. Always turn it righty-tighty, or clockwise, if you will, when you spin the locking piece around. Otherwise, you may lose that nut, and well, I gotta tell you, that sucks, and I can imagine you know why. Anyway, that would be my only gripe. As far as everything else, the thing is, it's a tack driver. It really is a tack driver. Okay, so some final thoughts on the rifle. The barrel. They advertise these as being 480 millimeters. I believe they're 380 millimeters in the 25 caliber. And the 177 and the 22 caliber, my thought is they're probably 120 millimeters. Now, I don't own one, so I can't say for certain whether that's the case. As far as pellets go, and the tune that I got, as you guys probably saw from before, this is what I got out of them from the factory tune. And they say that the gun is tuned perfectly from the factory. Well, that's not the case at all. These originally from the factory flew at 850 feet per second, and these are the 25 caliber 2.39 grain pellets, JSB Exact Kings. I got them to fly around 870. Now from the factory, the regulator was set at like 152 bar, very high in my opinion, and I turned it down to 125 with my tune, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but I got them to fly around between 860 and 870. Now, the issue with the sorry, my phone just started flaking out. What that is, these are the heavies, and they originally flew at 720, and I got these to fly 770 with the same regulator setting. So I picked up 50 feet per second. I believe the issue is the hammer spring. Now, I've ordered a hammer spring from Huma Air, higher tension hammer spring for the Dreamline. And if I can get these flying at 820 and keep these around 870, with the hammer spring adjustment, that would be perfect. Of course, I'd love to get the FX hybrid slugs, although I don't really want to shoot these because I think FX is too damn proud of them and they charge way too much money. I'd like to, of course, get those to shoot at 920. Now these are the Hades, and I managed to get these to fly at around 840. This is actually what I've been shooting. They are spot on. I mean, the rifle itself is a tack driver. I mean, it's hole on hole at 50 yards, pretty much half-inch groups at 75. I'll have some more footage of me shooting. Other than that, I love it. I mean, other than the misinformation that's out there regarding it, I mean, it's like 8 pounds loaded out. I'll put links to this extension here. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. I'm also going to do a video on the side shot where Hajimoto's taking it and sliding it in and out and in and out, and it's set up perfect, right? Yeah, no, that's not the case. It takes some work to get these lined up to where they work correctly. But I did manage to get it figured out. I printed a little thing. But that's for another video. And I thank you for watching.